Hey beautiful! If this is your first time here, I'm an intuitive tarot oracle reader. Now my dear, I hope you're having an amazing day and everything is going fine with you. If today's not the best day, I'm sending you tons and tons and tons of positive energy, and I hope everything will be well soon. Now guys, today I'm back with another pick a card reading, and today's pick a card reading is all about your first impression of your future spouse. Now, the last video I recorded was all about their first impression of you, and I decided to also do it the other way around to see what your first impression of your future spouse is going to be. If you haven't seen the reversed reading, I'm going to make sure to link it up here. And yeah, as always, my dear, I have 3 piles that you can choose from, and you can choose either the card or the crystal. I'm also going to make sure to zoom a little bit in because these cards are pretty small. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is going to be pile 3. As always, my dear, please feel free to pause the video, or you can also meditate on the cards if you feel like you need a little bit more time to choose. You will find all the timestamps in the description box, but of course also in the comment section. And as always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me, and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, my dear, please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so not everything may resonate with you. But yeah, having said that, let's begin. Hey pal one, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? Let's start straight away. For my beautiful pile 1, what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? Let's see. For my beautiful pile 1, what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? All right, let's begin. For my beautiful pile 1, all right. The first card we have is the Knight of Cups. Let's continue. 6 of Pentacles. The Hermit. Wow, you got the 10 of Pentacles. Let's see. Page of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. For my beautiful pile 1, what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? Ooh, the Devil. Okay, the Devil with the Hermit. Interesting. One last card. Oh, a lot of cards fell. Please give me a moment. Okay, but the 8 of Pentacles turned over. Okay, so at the back of the deck, my dear, we have the 3 of Cups. So for my beautiful pile 1, what will be your first impressions of your future spouse? That's a very interesting message. What I'm feeling here is that for a lot of you guys, the first impression you may get from your future spouse is actually that they're interested in you. So it could be the case that the first interaction your future spouse is gonna do is gonna obviously show that they are interested. You know, such as, this is just an example, but sometimes someone, for example, wants to buy a drink for someone, right? And when they do that, they show that they're interested, and it's kind of like an act of generosity or an act of like starting something, starting a conversation, right? When you do some kind of a gesture to kick something, not kick, but like to start something off. That's what I want to say. And I feel like your future spouse could do something very, very similar. They will approach you with something that's gonna be very creative, and it's gonna let you know, okay, this person is interested in me. So this is gonna be one of the first impressions you're gonna have of them. You're gonna know that they are, yeah, they're putting an effort here to get to know you, or to start a conversation with you. So your future spouse is coming off as someone who is already romantically interested, and yeah, they're also going to be very, very flirty. That's another thing I would like to say. You're going to see them, like, one of the first impressions going to be, you're going to see them as someone who's very fun to be around, someone who's very flirty, very lighthearted, their energy. I see them smiling, laughing, cracking jokes. Like, it feels very, very welcoming. This is their energy, and I see you actually really enjoying that. It could be the case that for some of you guys, like, it comes out of nowhere, and it's something very refreshing. Maybe even for some, you have been single for a very, very long time and you haven't really dated, or you haven't been flirty. So this is actually going to be something very fun to experience. And there is something about your future spouse which really shows that they have a mind which is full of good ideas, or they have a very creative idea. So this can, for example, go back to what I was saying, that they could give you some kind of a gesture which is very creative and you're gonna find very fun. Or this is just something, an impression you may get through the conversation. They may talk about their career or certain areas in their life, and you're gonna see how creative this person is, or that they're really good with, different projects, with different ideas. This could even be the kind of person who's like a visionary, someone who has those visions that, yeah, can become really, really big. And this is who they are. They have this whole, like, universe within them, full of ideas, full of things that want to be expressed. And this is something I feel like you're gonna appreciate about them early on in the relationship. They definitely are coming through as someone very generous. So it could be the case that this first gesture is definitely connected to, as I said, for example, when someone, gets you a drink, they buy the drink, right? So there's some generosity here, like with also paying something. And you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that somehow this person, they're a very, very generous person. If they don't do it with you, then you may see it somehow else. It could also be connected to the kind of scenario you guys are going to meet in. But you're going to see this someone who likes to share, someone who likes to give. This could be someone who likes to donate a lot. They like to share the resources that they have because it makes them happy. This person, I mean, of course it's great when you enjoy your own resources, but in their eyes it's even better if you can also allow other people to enjoy them too. This is the kind of person they are. They love that. I do feel like this is the kind of person who, like, their love language could definitely be somehow gift giving. That's something I'm feeling here, because that's what makes them happy. I do feel like this person, your future spouse, is gonna offer you a very solid offer, like, from the beginning. Not to say that, within the first meeting, they're gonna, say, let's been in a relationship and stuff, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Obviously, I really feel like you guys are gonna, go on dates, gonna get like to know each other and stuff. But I feel like it's gonna not take very long for them to actually offer something solid. And this is another thing, another impression you're gonna get of your future spouse, that they're very secure. They're a very secure person. That's something I feel here. Also, what I find very interesting with the Hermit card and the Devil card being here, this could be something that you hear about this person. I mean, it could be the case that they say something which gives you the impression, but this runs much deeper. When you meet someone for the very first time, it's not very that common to talk about all your like deepest battles in life, right? That's not normally something you do in the first meeting. But they may say something which, makes you understand that there is more to something, or that like something related to this. For others, this could be something you hear about them, which gives you the impression. But you're gonna see that this is someone who has done a lot of shadow work, someone who has definitely done a lot of self-reflection, and someone who has worked on themselves for quite some time, who has gone on this like journey to the self, I guess is the best way to explain it. They could have even gone and isolated themselves for some time in order to really understand themselves, where their life is heading towards, what they want, just really understanding, and healing. Healing is also a very big thing. From what? With the Devil energy being here, this could be certain like shadow self, or better to say, certain parts of them, which are not good for them, and they really had to go in this hermit mode to really understand it better and work through it. The Devil energy can symbolize our shadow self. It can symbolize the parts of us which, are toxic, or we may sometimes push to the side or push to the dark because we don't want to deal with them. Because I mean, it's very difficult, right, to look into the parts of us, which are maybe a little bit uncomfortable. And the Devil energy can but also signify, like, not only when it comes to us, but also when it comes to other people. If it's not something regarding them, it could be the case that this is signifying a devilish kind of person who used to be in their life, and maybe after they cut this person off, they really had to go to this hermit phase and really go within, do the healing, really understanding, the patterns that they've had in life, and stuff connected to this person, just really going on this self journey here. And this could be something you hear about them, and you're gonna see, yeah, this person has done some work. This is someone who is very well self-reflected. If it's not something you hear, then it's something that's, like, you're gonna get this impression through something they may say. Another thing I would like to mention here is that this is a very family-oriented person as well. And this is something you're also gonna see. Someone who enjoys the company of others. For some of you guys, you could even meet in a social gathering, by the way, or somewhere where there are a lot of people present. This is someone who loves to be social, someone who loves to be surrounded by people. They thrive in that kind of environment. I would say more so an extrovert for sure. Yes, we have the hermit energy here, but the hermit energy for me is about this phase, which they embarked on, in which they had to isolate themselves to really, like, to silence all the chatter around them, to really go within. And sometimes you need to make space for yourself, And that's what they did. But coming back to the previous message, I really feel like for you, my dear pile one, that this person is definitely someone who may be very involved in their community, or someone who is involved in a lot of different projects within their city, for example. And they like to help, as I was saying. They are someone who's very generous, and I feel like this person is definitely very secure. They have gained a certain level of security through the hard work and through the all the like journey they've come. And this is something, yeah, you're gonna notice. Once again, if it could be the case that this is something you hear about them, but it's gonna be one of the first impressions. I would like to get more cards for you. Let's see, for my beautiful pile one, what will be your first impression of your future spouse? Let's see. All right. One card fell. Okay, the first card we have is, oops, blossoming. Let me get the other one. Okay, and we have boundaries. So, with these two cards being here, okay, let me start with the blossoming card. I really feel like, my dear pile one, when you meet this person, you will not even know how much you're gonna, like, how far is maybe a better word, how far you will go with this person. Like, I really feel like you guys and your relationship, there is so much you can create with each other. There's so much, I mean, we've already received this person and their creative energy coming through, right? And I really feel like you may be very, very similar when it comes to this need to create, and of course, a partnership, it can definitely bring a lot of possibilities for us to create stuff, whether it's a family, whether it's a home, whether it's some kind of an environment or an ideal. There is a lot to step into together. And I really feel like, with the blossoming energy being here, you and your future spouse, you're also gonna make a lot of things grow, a lot of things that are going to be incredible. And for some reason, I'm hearing they're also going to help other people. So that's very, very interesting. And I feel like, with this blossoming card being here, in this relationship, you guys are also going to help each other grow, which is also a very beautiful thing. I mean, of course, in every scenario or situation, good or bad, we can grow, right? But there is something about this energy that is like intentional growing. For example, maybe you guys are gonna go to certain courses together to learn a new language, or to expand your horizon. This is something you do together for yourself and for each other. Also, which brings you guys together even more, like your bond gets stronger. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. It is interesting how, this reading is about first impressions regarding your future spouse, like what your first impressions are going to be of them. However, I feel like we received a lot of messages regarding who your future spouse is, or regarding your relationship. And that's very interesting. I guess there are some messages in here which you are meant to know today. So yeah, whenever tarot goes a certain way, there is a reason for it. And let's go to the boundaries card. This also is actually giving me more. So yeah, okay. So what I'm seeing here is that another message coming through, you're gonna see that this person is someone who respects themselves a lot. Like, self-respect and respect in general is for this person very big, when they approach you, it's going to be in a very respectful manner. I do feel like this is someone who, yeah, maybe this is something you will also later on know about them, but definitely talking about boundaries, someone who has great boundaries. Why? Because maybe at one point in their life they hadn't, and unfortunately, certain people took advantage of that. But this is someone who actually has grown from that experience for sure. And I mean, this experience also triggered their hermit phase, right? So that's another thing. But coming back to the boundaries, I really feel like for you, my dear pile one, you're going to be very impressed by this person and the healthy boundaries that they have. And I feel like for some of you, it's actually going to inspire you to be more serious when it comes to your own boundaries as well. But when we talk about the first impressions, there is this energy of respect I get from this card. You're going to see that this person, they carry themselves in such a respectful way. They treat themselves in such a respectful way, and they will not tolerate BS. And you know this quote, give an example, like when it comes to how you want other people to treat you, you first have to like treat yourself this way. Okay, I'm sure that quote like it was some little bit different, but the point here is that you know, we have to give an example how we want to be treated, and we have to treat ourselves this way as well. This is what I mean. And you're gonna see this person and how they go about things, and I really feel like you're gonna admire them for that. You're gonna admire them, and definitely this energy is not gonna allow any room for disrespect. And what you're gonna also love about this person is that they respect you so much. And of course, this is something very normal to a lot of people. Of course, you know, there is no doubt about that. We have to treat each other with respect. However, unfortunately, a lot of people, that's not their reality. They experienced a lot of, you know, maybe in relationships which there's a lot of disrespect in. And maybe for some of you guys, you've had relationships, not only romantically, but maybe even also like relationships in general, when it comes to your family, when it comes to friends and friends and stuff, that you've been disrespected, and you appreciate this so much about them, you know? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, and this is also why this boundary energy is coming through, you're gonna understand like why did I tolerate so much? Like, why did I tolerate so many people disrespecting me? No more. No more. This is what I'm hearing. A lot of you guys are not gonna tolerate this any longer. And yeah, I see that this is gonna influence you in a positive way. Definitely, my dear, if someone disrespects you, there is no doubt about the fact that, well, they don't deserve you, because everyone deserves the respect, okay? We can agree to disagree. We can, you know, we don't always have to be the same, think the same, like live the same, but the minimum is to always respect each other, and that's so important. My dear Padawan, this is all I have for you for today. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and for allowing me, of course, to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me, and you would like to get further information regarding one, as always, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pile 1, take care, my love. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see, what will be your first impression of your future spouse? Let's start straight away, my dear. Let me get you some tarot cards for my beautiful pile 2. What will be your first impression of your future spouse? Okay, one card fell, and we have the Sun card. That's a great start. All right. The Wheel card. All right, let's continue for my beautiful pile 2. Wow, you guys. We have the Lovers. I don't know why, like the Two of Cups yesterday in my other reading, I also said the Lovers when the Two of Cups came out. Why do I say that? I accidentally said the Lovers. I mean the Two of Cups. Well, maybe some of you guys, you also chose the other pile and you're also here. So this could be a confirmation for you. But let's see, for my beautiful pile 2, what's going to be your first impression of your future spouse? Knight of Cups, the Hermit, the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and let's get you guys one last card. Wow, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a wonderful combination here. And we have the Queen of Pentacles as the overall energy. So, for my beautiful pile 2, what will be your first impression of your future spouse? I really feel like for you, my dear, your first impression of your future spouse is going to be a very positive one. You will not miss your future spouse. Like, I really feel like their energy is noticeable. Like, when they enter a room, I heard they're gonna be an eye catcher. That's interesting. So your future spouse could be very attractive, and not only for you, but for a lot of people. So, for example, they could be something that, socially speaking, a lot of people would consider attractive when it comes to the beauty standards, okay? So this could be something that they somehow embody, because I see, like, you guys, I literally see someone like walking and a lot of people like looking at them, you know, like a lot of people noticing them and yeah, definitely being interested in this person. So yeah, physically speaking, I really feel like a lot of people are attracted towards them. But not only that, I mean, I'm focusing here on you, right? So one of your first impressions is definitely gonna be, wow, this is a very attractive person. They could literally be your type, whatever is your type, of course. I just feel like, yeah, a lot of attraction from the beginning. If I'm not wrong, I believe my last reading, which was all about the other way around, and which was all about their first impression of you, that we had a little bit of a similar energy here. So yeah, I don't know why. I feel like you and your future spouse, you could have very similar first impressions to some extent, especially when it comes to the attractive level here. I really feel like your future spouse is also going to find you very, very attractive, my dear. Your future spouse, another first impression you're going to get from them is that they are someone who is coming through as like very expressive, someone who's an extrovert, someone who shines. You know, this person may smile the whole time or smile a lot, and their smile, by the way, is very, very beautiful. It's definitely the kind of smile that makes you smile as well, you know? Like sometimes you look at someone and you just have to smile also because their smile is just contagious. This is the best way to explain it. And I feel like for some of you guys, it could be very, very similar to that. They're definitely an optimist. Their energy is very welcoming, also very warm. These are the first impressions. And also, this person knows who they are, they know themselves. And I really feel like this shows in their confident level. Like the way they carry themselves could be very confident, and their body language as well, the way they walk, the way they speak, you're gonna feel like this person, like they know who they are, and yeah, they know what they're talking about. This is the kind of impression you're getting. Your future spouse is someone who's very independent. They could also be someone who has achieved some things for themselves. Like, even some people may really look up to them. And I feel like this is also where this confidence may come from. Just an extra message here. There is one thing I need to mention here. I really feel like for a lot of you guys, this is love at first sight. And it's so interesting that in my other reading, I also got the love at first sight coming through. So there could be two piles connected here. I don't know which pile it was in the other reading, but yeah, feel free to check it out as well if you haven't done so far, what their first impression of you is gonna be. But I really feel like this is mutual love at first sight. And of course, take it how it resonates. I know not everyone may believe in love at first sight, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But just focusing on you here and on your view, you're gonna see, yeah, you're gonna fall in love with this person. And what I also find very interesting is that you're gonna understand that this is what I'm hearing. This is the person I've been waiting for so long. We have the wheel card here, and the wheel card can also signify divine timing. So some of you guys could have been waiting for the right time for this person to come through. And it's kind of like within this first meeting, you're gonna know. Some of you guys may be very intuitive or even spiritually. You may recognize this person for who they are. This is so interesting. Like, I don't know why I'm getting this like huge energy from you, which is all about, yes, this is them. Like, you know it. You know it. This is the only way I can explain this energy. You know that they're your future spouse. Yes, I definitely feel like it has been a long way. Like, you have been waiting for a very long way, not way, for a very long time, for a very long time for this person to enter your life. And yeah, finally they're there, I'm hearing. That's something you may say. Finally, they are there. Another message you're gonna get from this person is that they're coming off as someone who's pretty serious when it comes to relationships. Not so much someone who may be open for casual stuff, but they're looking for something serious, so long term. This could be an impression you get because, you know, they may talk about it, or they could say something that gives you this impression. But this person is looking for commitment. This is the best way to say it. Commitment, security in a relationship, marriage, and maybe even some kind of a traditional relationship is another thing I'm seeing here. But definitely security is very important for them. This person could be someone who, like, their time is very valuable. Like, maybe they have a lot of things to take care of, maybe a lot of responsibilities, and when this person starts something, they want it, like, they want to make do sure. I don't know why I can't talk today. Like, they want to be sure that it leads somewhere, like, serious. This could be someone who has a very, very, very close connection to their family, a very family oriented person. Yeah, family is huge for them. They honor family so, so much, and this is maybe where this traditional energy came through, because a lot of traditions, you know, they value family a lot. Let's get you guys some more cards. For my beautiful pile 2, who will you marry? Who's your future spouse? Okay. Too many cards. For my, oh, let me see. All right, we have the change card. Now, with the change card being here, that's a very interesting card. I really feel like, my dear pile 2, you're gonna get this impression that your future spouse could be very different from you. Like, I don't know why the change card, like, change right now for me is, I'm associating it with difference for some reason. Like, when I got this card coming through, I saw difference. There could be some differences between you guys, and when you want to be in a relationship, there could be some changes that you need to adapt to. This person's lifestyle could be very different from yours, and when you get to know them, when you marry them, there will be some change coming into your life, for example. Or maybe it's more so about who they are as a person, or even like background wise and stuff. There could be some changes there between you guys, some differences there. This is definitely something you're gonna notice, a first impression that you're gonna observe. And so interesting, I also got this message in, you guessed it, the other reading. Let's continue. For my beautiful pile 2, all right. And we have the path card here. Yeah, do you see that? There is this ladder, and it takes this person almost to another world or another place, I guess is the best way to explain it. I really feel like, my dear, these two cards are very complementing each other in the way that I also feel like, yeah, definitely when you guys choose to be with each other, maybe they will take you to a brand new world. Like, maybe their world is very different from yours. Well, it could definitely be the case that some of you guys, maybe you have even to relocate because of your future spouse, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, there is nothing in the tarot like necessarily indicating that, but this is just something like an example I'm putting out there. So yeah, definitely the change card. I feel like when you guys come together, there is a lot of transformative energy that you're saying yes to if you want to be together. And we already got this indicator that you guys could be very intuitive, you know, or like you just know that this person is the one for you, or they're your future spouse. And at the same time, I also feel like you will know that if you say yes to this person, if you guys choose to be together, there is a lot of changes that you need to get ready for, because your life will transform. And you know, as this illustration is suggesting, it could be the case that they take you into their world, or I also feel like some of you guys may even have to leave your comfort zone. Okay, so this is just something I wanted to mention here. I don't know why I heard climbing up the ladder is something I heard here while I was looking at that. Like, you see the ladder? You have to climb up here to get here. What is this about? I'm hearing emerging into your world. There is definitely this new path that you will go on if you choose to be with them. And it's not only you. I mean, I'm focusing now on you because obviously this is your first impression, or this is your view, better to say, and not theirs. But I feel like, of course, yeah, I'm hearing there is also a lot that they need to adapt to. But let me tell you one thing, my dear pile, too. I'm hearing that it's gonna give you more life quality, like it's gonna enhance your well-being somehow. This transformation, this change is for your better, like for your well-being. It's better. That's interesting. My dear pal 2, this is all I'm receiving for today. I am not getting anything more. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, my dear, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, of course, you can feel free to email me. Also, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 2, take care, my love. Hey pal 3, welcome to your reading, my dear. Now let's see what's gonna be your first impression of your future spouse. Let's start straight away for my beautiful pile 3. What's gonna be your first impression of them? All right, let's continue. For my beautiful pile 3, what's gonna be your first impression of them? The first card we have is the 5 of Cups. For my beautiful pile 3, oh my goodness, we have a lot of cards falling, but the 3 of Cups here turned over, so let's continue. The High Priestess, all right. The King of Pentacles. Okay. The Queen of Cups. The Magician. The Chariot. Let's get you guys one last card. One. Oh, my goodness. All right, and we have the Lovers cards. Okay. Now, at the back of the deck, look at that. We have the 10 of Pentacles. All right, so for my beautiful pile 3, what will be your first impression of your future spouse? Very interesting energies. The first thing I would like to start here, a message that I'm receiving, it has nothing necessarily to do with the first impression, but it's still something I want to say very quickly. It could be the case that you meet your future spouse in some kind of a public place, like, or maybe even a gathering here. Could be related to a celebration, either a celebration such as, let's say, a birthday, a wedding, an event, a party, like some kind of energy like that. Or it can even be work related. So if this, for example, is a celebration, it could be a work related celebration for some. For others, it could be something like not work related, such as just a, let's say, a wedding. But of course, these are just examples. As always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Now, having said that, let's see. One thing I see here, let me start with this. I really feel like you're gonna see your future spouse as someone who's very, very skilled in what they do. You may see them working, or you may see them in how they are when they work, like how serious they are and how much they take it, like how passionate they are, when they are in this work energy. It's something you either see, or it may be something you hear about them as well. Like this person could be known for being very successful in what they do in their work, and they're very good in what they do, and that's why they were able to succeed. They have certain skills that maybe a lot of people are looking for. They know how to do stuff, for sure. I feel like a lot of people look up to this person. A lot of people love this person, or better to say, appreciate this person. And maybe a lot of people would like even to work with them. For example, like collaborate with them and stuff. I even see people going to them for advice. So maybe this is something you observe, no matter what kind of place this is. Maybe you just see that someone approaches them for a question regarding work, and then you see, wow, this person, they seem like knowing what they're talking about. They seem very skilled and very successful in what they're doing, because people approach them, and people in a way also want to be or be like them, achieve the things they have achieved. And I heard learn from, okay, that's interesting, learn from the teacher. So for a lot of people, this is, how they may see them, as someone who can actually teach them a lot about certain topics. And in this context, like work related things, I feel like with the King of Pentacles being here as well, you're gonna see this person as someone who's very put together, someone who may even come off as very authority like, someone who, like, their energy is the kind of leader energy. That's the best way to describe it. And it can even be the case that they're wearing something very formal, even some kind of a for example, uniform could be the case. Or another thing, they could even wear something very expensive, is something I'm seeing here. What I find very interesting as well, okay, that's interesting. For some of you guys, your first impression of this person, of your future spouse, could be a little bit not true, like a little bit deceitful. Like, how should I explain it? I feel like maybe your future spouse is gonna come off a certain way, but when you get to know them, you're actually gonna see, oh, I was wrong. They're actually very, very different. So what do I mean with that? It could be the case that your future spouse comes off as a little bit intimidating. Maybe also because they're coming through with a lot of authority, someone who, seems like very important, or a lot of people are looking up to, and for some reason this could intimidate someone watching this. And they could have a cool, calm, collected kind of exterior. And maybe for some of you guys, you're gonna feel like, okay, this person seems a little bit cold, or it seems like they are, yeah, maybe a little bit like one dimensional. But when you get to know them, you're actually gonna see beyond the surface, and you're gonna see the depth of who they are, and that in reality they're absolutely not cold. They're actually such a affectionate and kind person, someone who is definitely, yeah, a very loving person. Like when you are in a relationship with them, this is the kind of person who definitely has multiple love languages. Like they love to show affection through the words, also through their action. I see a lot of, like, this person has a lot to share, and they're eager to share. They love to share their they love and their, yeah, like they love to share this deep connection with someone. It can definitely be the case that you meet them in some kind of a formal environment, and this is why they're coming off this way. But it will not be the case. Like, if you feel like, okay, this could be someone who is a little bit cool, when you get to know them, you actually understand how warm they are. This is a very interesting message I'm receiving here. Or maybe they don't come off as like very emotional, because they're coming off as very, also with the King of Pentacles being here, as very practical, very, more so on the logical side, I guess. But you're actually gonna see when you get to know them that they're a very emotional person, and they love to express that, and they're very emotionally intelligent. They honor emotions. This person is not scared of expressing their feelings, even though, once again, in that moment when you meet them, that is not really what you would expect. So just so you guys know. Let me see, what else can I get for my beautiful pile 3? Yeah, this person could definitely be some kind of a leader. Maybe it's because of a certain position they have. Maybe because of, like, you see, they're very influential when it comes to other people. Yeah, I feel like this person, the way they're showing themselves at this particular event or place is not quite how they really are, because they're adapting to this environment, Once again, if this is a formal environment, they're going to adapt so they fit in with everyone. But when you get to know them, you're actually going to see, besides all the things I already said, there is also something very very intuitive about them, something you would maybe also not associate with them, at first glance. Someone who may always go with their like mind, and everything has to be thought through and stuff. But when you get to know them, you actually see that very often they allow their intuition to guide them, even if their mind, like if in their mind it doesn't make sense, they trust in their intuition. And this is definitely a huge, huge paradox. So yeah, I feel like when you get to know this person, you will see that there is so much more to them. So this first impression for you, my dear pal 3, could actually, if we think about first impressions anyways, they don't always have to be the reality. Sometimes we, like, a certain person could come through a certain way, and we perceive them a certain way. However, that doesn't have to be who they really are. Very often people pretend to be something or a certain way, and we have this first impression of them, but then when we get to know them, we're actually, wow, that's very different. Or I thought you were something totally different. And that's what I'm seeing here. I feel like for a lot of you guys, though, even though, once again, this person's gonna come off as very intimidating, for some of you, even a little bit mysterious in their energy, you still are gonna feel very attracted towards them. And maybe that's exactly what you guys find attractive. For some, of course, take it how it resonates. But some of you guys may find this mysterious energy coming from them very alluring. Because I do see a romantic interest here from your side. Yeah, you're gonna be romantically interested in them. Let's get you guys some more cards. Oops. Excuse me. All right, for my beautiful pile 3. A lot of cards. Let's see what will be your first impressions of your future spouse. One card fell, please give me a moment. Okay, the first card we have is the darkness. Let's get you guys one more. And we have abundance. The back of the deck is the purity, and look at how different these two cards are, right? We have the darkness, which is like very dark in its illustration, and then we have the purity card, which is like completely light and very different, but we can see something very similar, which is like the moons in the corner, 30, 40 here. All right. Yeah, I feel like this person has two sides, you know, to them. One side, they show to this particular, let's say, environment, and the other side is, yeah, who they really are. And this is something you're gonna notice. Like, let me make it clear. I don't mean to say that this person is a fake person. That's not what I'm talking about. Very often, you know, I mean, depending on what environment we're living in, what our job is, right? I mean, we have to be very adaptable, like very, very much. Because certain scenarios, certain environments, well, you have to fit in, right? You have to fit in and mix in with the people or with the environment. And I feel like this person's workspace is definitely like, you have to present yourself a certain way. Maybe to be taken serious, maybe to come through, like literally, maybe there is a lot of competition, and in order for you to get noticed, you have to present yourself a certain way. And this is maybe something they do on a daily basis when it comes to their work, because that's just the tone there. I really feel like there is a side of them that you will explore, that they will open up to you. That's gonna be what I find so interesting. Look at their rabbit. I don't know why I heard like down the rabbit hole. Like, you're gonna see so much depth to them. And I'm hearing, the more I get to know you, the more I fall in love with you. So that's very, very interesting here. For you guys, we definitely go beyond the first impressions. I mean, we got some first impressions coming through, but I feel like we're also getting a lot about who this person is. Okay, for some of you guys, I need to also say this. I really feel like this person and you guys could actually have a spiritual connection. You're actually the first pal who got that today even. This is a spiritual connection for me, and I even feel like when you guys are together, this person's gonna expose certain sides of them to you that they've never done before, not even in relationships, like romantically speaking, like really certain parts of them that maybe they haven't even been aware of themselves either. But through this union, and this can also be you, okay, you guys coming together, you, yeah, you look into each other without judgment, without expectations, just taking the other person for who they are. And it's gonna be so healing, I'm hearing. To let your guards down, to express yourself in the most natural way. Wow. Wow, wow. With the abundance card being here, that doesn't surprise me at all, because this is the energy this person had the whole time. They're coming through as a very abundant person, not only when it comes to finances, but really like when it comes to people around them, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to like friends, family. Also with the 10 of Pentacles we got, right? And you can see this person is surrounded by like all those animals, and we have here this tree and all these people surround it. So I really feel like this person has a circle of friends and family, people that are very dear to them, and they feel very, very abundant through that. For this person, abundance is definitely not necessarily only what's on your bank account, but the quality, okay, of the relationships you have, the quality of life you're living with each other, and the amount of trust and love you share with people. This is something very, very serious and important to them, and it definitely comes through here. And this is something you may see when it comes to the first impressions, that a lot of people, yeah, want to be a part of this person's circle or want to be close to them. Like, this is the kind of person you would want to have in your life, I guess. Very interesting. My dear pal 3, this is all I have for you for today. I'm not receiving any more messages. As always, my dear, please feel free to let me know how you feel about this reading. Thank you so, so much for allowing me to read for you and for allowing me to connect with your wonderful energy. As always, if you're interested or curious in a personal reading with me and you would like to get further information regarding one, of course, you can feel free to email me. Lastly, if you would like to connect with me more on Instagram, of course, I invite you there as well. My beautiful pal 3, take care, my love.